So hello everyone, welcome to this YouTube channel. As you know, my name is Rex, and today topic name is JDK JRE JVM. I will explain these three, and now let's start the lecture. So first is JDK. JDK stands for Java Development Kit, and it is the complete software package which used by Java developers to create Java application, and it contains all the tools required to write, compile, debug, test and run Java programs. Apart from that, JDK includes the Java compiler, Java launcher, debugger, document generator and many other development tools. It also contains the JRE, which means everything needed to run Java program is already included inside the JDK. But we should know why we need JDK. Let's understand that. Imagine you have a written Java program that, as you know, computer cannot understand directly. So JDK provides a compiler that converts the Java code into bytecode, which can be then executed by the JVM. Without JDK, you can write the Java code, but you cannot compile it. Therefore, your program cannot run at that time. Now, you can see a simple definition below there. With this, you can simply understand its meaning also. It's a complete toolkit which is used to develop, compile, debug and run Java programs. Let's move to JRE. So now let's discuss about JRE. JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment, and it is the environment which is required to run the Java application. It provides all necessary libraries, supporting files and JVM needed for program execution. In this, if a user only wants to run a Java application and does not want to develop any program, then JRE is sufficient. But let's discuss more point about JDK, like again why we need this. So when a Java program runs, it uses many built-in Java classes such as system.out.println, string, scanner, array list. These classes are provided by the JRE, and we can say that without the JRE, the JVM would not get the required libraries. The program would not run properly. We can understand this with an example. You can see there. Imagine a developer creates a Java-based calculator application and give it to a user. That time, the user does not need the compiler or development tools because he or she is not a developer or don't need to write any code. They just want to use that application. So the user only needs the JRE installed on their system to run the calculator application successfully. With this example, you can understand the application or function of JRE. But again, I will tell you its simple definition of JRE. So we can say that JRE, Java Runtime Environment, provides the environment and libraries needed to run Java programs. So now let's move to JVM. So JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine, and it is the core component of Java, and it is responsible for executing Java bytecode, and apart it acts as a virtual computer inside the real computer. For example, when a Java program is compiled and it is converted into a bytecode which cannot be directly understood by the operating system, so that time JVM reads this bytecode and convert it into machine code and execute it. If we talk about its one of the biggest advantage, so that is platform independence. That means same Java bytecode can run on different operating systems such as Windows, Linux, and Mac OS, because each platform has its own JVM implementation. And we can say that this is the reason behind the Java famous slogan, write once, run anywhere, which means if one Java code can be run on multiple systems or device, and it also perform various tasks such as memory management, garbage collection, security checks, and exception handling. Now let's talk about why we need it. I already tell you the advantages of JVM and some other point about that, but let's discuss it. So different computer use different operating systems, as you know. For example, Windows, Linux, Mac OS. Normally programs written for one operating system and may not work on another. But Java solves this problem using JVM. As I tell you, that is its biggest advantage, and this is the need. That's why we need JVM. Now let's talk about the example of JVM. We can understand it by an instance, like suppose you have you compile a Java program on Windows and you copy the .class file to a Linux computer, and then Linux computer has its own JVM. So the JVM reads the same bytecode and runs it successfully. You do not need to rewrite the program again. This is possible because of the JVM. So in the end, you can see the simple definition of JVM. You can say that it is the engine that converts Java bytecode into machine code and executes the program. Now here you can see the Java program execution process. We can understand it with a step-by-step process. First, here program writes the code in a .java file. Then the JDK compiler converts the source code into a bytecode, which means in a .class file. JVM loads the bytecode and convert it into a machine code and runs the program, or we can say that execute the program. So this is the end of this lecture. Thank you for listening. Take care.